Hello and welcome to this Slippy Limpets video. We are heading onto the beach tonight and it's going to be a wet one. It's Christmas Eve and so this is one of those sessions where the weather's not right. Well, the weather's turning alright, but the conditions aren't great, the tides are rubbish, but being that it's Christmas Eve, then it's the only time I've got to fish. So we've got a really big low front about to move through for the next 4 days or so. And ideally I'd be fishing tomorrow or on Christmas Day, but obviously that's not really possible. So I've come out tonight because it's the last chance I can fish for the next 2 or 3 days. The surf's flat, the tides are small, but that low pressure and northeasterly and easterly winds is just starting to move through. Unfortunately, what that means though is it's bringing the rain, but mild 4 degrees, 5 degrees, 4 degrees feels like with the weather, with the wind, I think. And the wind's not getting any higher than 12 miles an hour, so it should be pretty pleasant-ish. Hopefully there's going to be a fish or two around, because like I said, conditions aren't brilliant. So yeah, let's have a look and get set up and onto the beach. Right, so I'm going to apologise now, because I can't keep the water off the lens, basically. There's nothing I can do about this. It is that mizzle, which is, for those who don't know, is a cross between drizzle and mist, and it's meant to alternate between this and rain all night. So yeah, apologies for the wet lens. Got down to the beach as well, and it's absolutely littered with weed. It's not just little bit chunks, it's massive bits of kelp, so it could be a tough night, but we're going to stick it out. We're going to give it a go. We're here. It's the last time we can go fishing for a while, so makes sense to do that. Got 2 rods. Got the light rod and the heavy rod. The light rod is a Gray's PZ match with a Daiwa Sea Line SLOSH or SLOSH 20 on it, and 59-pound Daiwa J-Braid. Heavier rod is GBFS Pro from Any Fish Anywhere, and on that we've got a Penn Battle 3 8000 LC or long cast. It's a bit of a mouthful. And on that one we've got a 79-pound Daiwa J-Braid because I chuck heavier leads with it. And we've also got, try and help us see a little bit, help you guys see the rod tips a little bit better, some new, I never like these electronic tip lights because the batteries just run out and then you're screwed if they actually turn on. Oh, that one seems broken already. There go, there's one. So the GBFS Pro's got blue and the light rod. The light rod's got red. Oh. We've got Sakuma Manta 2.0s on the light rod with a 5-ounce plain lead I'm going to start with, just because the swell's not massive. And I've got a Pennel Paternoster rigs as always, just because the dogs yeah, they work really well for me. I know most people use Pennel pulleys, but I don't think the bite sensitivity is as good on those as it is on a Pennel Paternoster, so that's why I use them. So for bait, on the light rod I'm going to stick on some the frozen black for starters, maybe a little strip of squid. Yeah, let's do that. And then on the heavier rod I'm going to stick a full squid on and fill it full of carp and a frozen black. I'm going to bait both of these up at the same time, because then I'm not farting about with one rod and missing bites. I know technically I could get a line in the water much quicker with by doing it the other way, but the reason why I normally fish with one rod is because I feel I miss bites with 2. I know you've got more chance of getting more bites with 2 rods in the water, but it's not much good if you can't hook up or capitalise on the bites that you're getting. So I'm just gonna, I've halved that over, whipped it up a bit so I can just thread it on like a normal worm. It's a bit bigger than I was expecting. Never mind. There's a little cod bait. Do have a second hook there somewhere. There we go. Now this is going to be Christmas bait for a nice hungry cod. Do for a first. This size of that beast. Gonna get the monster out first. Look at that. Merry Christmas, cod. God, that weighs an absolute ton. Especially with a 7-ounce lead on it. Well, the water's not very dirty. Just a bad thing. Oh, fucking electronic tip lights. So because that tip light turned off, I had to bring my rod down, which meant I put the line in the water, which meant it's got covered in weed. A brand new braid. It's going to be fun casting with it. Oh, there's another bait. Because this is new braid, I'm just going to give a gentle lob. Yeah, we're out. No backlash. I like it. Well, there we go, there's both baits in the water. Again, sorry about the rain. I brought a little umbrella actually just to see if I could try and stop the rain going on the lens, but it's just all you can see on the lens is umbrella, so which ain't great. But never mind, is what it is. Let's give it half an hour or so and see what happens. Whoa, that was a bite. All I can feel is weed on this. But it's not coming back. Just finished speaking to the camera there, and on the corner of my eye looked like I had a proper bounce on the blue rod. Not a wave bounce, but like a cod bounce, but hasn't come back. So yeah, let's keep watching.
People just went past there like that.
Staring at it. Looks like Squid and Black's getting the action.
Well, he is. That's not what Jack won the other night. Got the monkey off the back, I think you're flying.
Right, well, there's the first fish of the night. Tiny little coalie. Gets the blank out of the way. So let's have a go at my big bait. Right, this has had a really good soak. Let's wind it in, and then I'm going to move it forwards. I thought I was going to have loads of weed on this, but it seems pretty clean. Right, going to move forwards and the left. I'm going to go and fish more in the middle of the beach. And I always do it. Whenever I'm speaking to the camera, I always look at my rods even though there's not a bait in the water. Have I got a bite? Have I got a bite? Yeah, I'm going to move along and fish a slightly different section and follow the tide out. As the tide's going out, I'm going to keep moving that way. So, let's get moved, and then 2 new baits in the water. That's how much it's been raining. The bait tray's filled with water. I'm liking using a bait tool. Don't know whether this one's any better than others, but it makes it way quicker and easier to bait up when you're not just using fresh bait. I think I've been lucky with the weed there. It's definitely weeded initially, and then I think well, it might have washed off. Ready? I'm just going to squeeze this cart because it's not salted. You can see it's just like glue. So I'm just going to take the end off, feed that in like a syringe, and then give this squid a booster. That worked out pretty well. Take the head up and give it a bit of a whip down the body there. And because I haven't sliced it this time, I'm just going to stick a few holes in with my knife. Another canny sized bait. I'm getting near some rough ground, so next cast I think I'm going to have to put a rotten bottom on this lead. These specimen X's are just a little bit too... the barb anyway is just a little bit too big for the splashdown, even though that's a big version. Right, let's get this big rod out first. I think because it's less steep, the beach, the swell still here, it's just not breaking as close in. I'll do. I don't want my pockets filled up with water. Right, let's get the soft rod out. Didn't do a very good job of level winding the braid then, so this might get a little bit interesting. That first cast I did went slightly right. I'm just wading a little bit further right now. This one won't go as far, so I don't want to go over. Should maybe have cast this one first. Oh, that's a big wave. For tonight anyway. Should maybe have cast this one first, so it doesn't go lie over the top of my big rod, so I can get this. Slightly right. There we go. 2 more baits in the water. The sea is much different here. Further over, the beach is a lot steeper, so it's kind of shore break, so that would mean there's like a bit of a sandbar. But here, the waves are breaking really far out, so it seems pretty flat, which to me at the minute it doesn't seem too fishy. But we'll give this cast a go, and then as the tide drops maybe it'll get better. If not, I'm just going to move back over to where I started. So as you've seen, the light rod's got squid and black on it again, which is what caught that coley earlier, and the blue rod's got a big squid and full cod stick in it. As a nice Christmas present for a cod. Surely one of them's got to accept me present. Which rod's going to go first, do you think? Red or blue? Red or blue? It's like a game show. I think the water's getting to us, the rain. Thankfully the mizzle's fully stopped, but the rain has properly started now. I'll stand my back to it so we get on the camera lens, but yeah, these baits have been out for about half an hour, and judging by the bend in both rods, I think I'm seriously weeded up here. Just not feeling this spot. I think I'm going to wind in and go back to where I was. At least had a couple of bites there, whereas I haven't even had a knock here, so let's bring these in and make a little walk back along the beach. Grass and all sorts. Hate this stuff. Definitely moving away from these rocks. I mean, rocks are normally good. There's a big chunk of kelp, plus that horrible weed at the top there. It clogs up your top eye. Not good. It's not too bad since there's not much swell, but I'm going to move back to where I was. I think what happens here is the rocks catch all the weed, and there's, I mean, there were lads earlier were saying there's banks of it, and on a few days ago it's just been pulled back into the water, so didn't have much weed on the last place, so I'm gonna go down there back to where I was. Right, so the waves are breaking much closer into shore here, which says to me that there's deeper water than where I was. Sandbar just in front, which is good. Yeah, there's the edge there. Right, that looks good. So that's the next two baits made up. Got the little bait there, the light one, which is black and squid. I don't have any other bait really, so that's all I've got to do. all I can use. And there's a full squid with a load of carp dripping out the bottom. That's going on the big rod. Last time round I said I would probably cast over my line with the little rod, because I kind of cast it as far, so I'm going to put that one out first and then trip the big one out. The water is absolutely filled with that weed. I don't think there's going to be much getting away from it, unfortunately, but I'm just going to have to keep chucking. That's the second rod out. When I was wading out, I walked past my light rod line, and it's covered in weed already. The water's manky, which is cracking, so hopefully, since the swell's not too big, I'll easily be able to see bites, but might be running back up the beach if the top eye clogs up and I can't wind in anymore. Also, I didn't charge a second GoPro battery, so sorry for the audio or the visuals as well. It should be ready in about an hour and then I'll get it back on. Come on, I know I've had a coolie, but we're here for cod, Christmas cod. Start of a northeasterly. Look, I'm getting soaking. Come on, surely there's a fish about. Surely. So I had a slackline bite there on the blue rod, and I wound into it and I caught up. But I think what's happened is, because that rod's so much further out, there's a whole load of line for it to catch weed on, and it's just floating around. Even my 7-ounce grip can't keep bottom, so it's just going all over the place. And because it's I think it's coming closer in, but because that then creates a bow in the line, means that even from here into the the shoreline, the line's just in the water and bowing like that, and all it's doing is collecting more and more weed. You're never going to be able to see a bite unless the fish literally picks up that massive bait, swallows it and hooks itself. A bite! Got some good head shakes on this. Oh, I think this is a canny one. It's scrapping like. Oh, I don't believe it. Check that out. Did exactly as I wanted, it hooked itself. Oh, it must be about 8 pounds. 70 centimeters, 69 and a half, 70 on the nose. Deep hook, so it's going to have to come back with me, unfortunately. Oh, I just went up the beach to get a rock, and pretty sure I'll have a look on the footage when I get back, but pretty sure I just missed another good bite there. Started pegging it down the beach and my phone dropped out into a puddle. Oh, it's all going on. Check it out! There's my foot. It's a size 11. Yeah. I'd love to get a fish that size on the bendy rod. It was scrap like now else. Here's a line of my light rod. Just on my way to wash my hands, but you can see the what it does. This stuff just drags your line down. I was really lucky with that fish. Like, it just took that huge bait and gut hooked itself. Come on! Woo. Christmas card. Even with a multiplier. Away! Hey! Ah. Got another little one. He must have been on there a while, because didn't see any. I wonder if I was out knock about 20 minutes ago. Ridiculous difference, 2 fish, and there, that's them. I mean, oh. Let's get this little fella back. So that's a big bait in. I'm going to tie up onto that, put another bait on the small rod and then get that out. One more cod. So that's a light rod back in, the red one. Almost packed in. I mean, it's 4 hours with only one coolie. And the weed, and I was just like, oh, you know what, let's just go home and drink beer. But one on the bending rod. Small. Absolutely tiny. We're getting smaller. Well, I got one, but it's just a little. The little one, I think. Might come off actually. It's got a little bigger. Well, that explains the little smashes. It's a greedy little coolie, taking two 6-0s in the side of the head there, fouled. I think my waterproof jacket needs a bit of TLC, since that's the state of the inside layer. Ooh. Well, hat head. That coolie was the last fish. Decided to call it a day really. Been out for about 6 hours, caught a good couple of fish. Well, a good fish and a couple of smaller ones and a coolie, so not in all not a bad session. I'm soaked through, like, I've just seen my jacket there, and obviously having a hole in my waders means that I'm pretty my feet are soaking and my trouser legs soaking, but what a great night. I really enjoy, I've said it before, I really enjoy these sort of rougher sessions. Tomorrow or the next few days are probably going to be the better day. I mean, I couldn't have asked for more really, so yeah, happy days. I hope you all had a great Christmas. This is probably going to be out in between Christmas and the New Year, since it is Christmas Eve. Might get a bit of editing done on Christmas Day, waiting for me dinner. Probably not, like, but yeah, hope you all had a great Christmas, and if this is the last video of 2021, then thank you very much for joining the channel, everyone. Everyone who's joined the channel, I think I'm up to 13,700 subs now, which is, it's unbelievable. I think I was on 10,000 this time last year. Sorry, 3,000 this time last year. So thank you very much. Really appreciate all of your support, comments and likes, and just everyone who watches, even if you don't subscribe, because I know people don't and still watch the videos. I'm really happy, and I hope you all have a great new year, and I will catch you in 2022. Tight lines.